One Zambia, One Nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Mutele, and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Mlea. Top stories in the news. Petaoke residents backs President Hichilema's call for stiffer laws. United Capital Fertilizers set to employ over 3,500 workers. Plus, Western Province gets $2.7 million eye care project. Zanis News in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says no legal piece of legislation should hinder national development. The head of state says well laws are important. They should not stall or stand in the way of development. President Hichilema said this at State House yesterday when he saw in newly appointed Minister of Justice, Princess Kasune. Kalan Mchima brings us the details.
I, Princess Kasune, having been appointed Cabinet Minister.
She enters in the history books of Zambia as the first female Minister of Justice, following her appointment by President Hakainde Hichilema on the 5th of June 2024. Princess Kasune, who has been sworn in as Minister of Justice, takes over from State Counsel Mulambo Haimbe, who has been moved to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. During the swearing-in ceremony, President Hichilema reiterated his numerous calls for hard work among government officials at every level.
The processes are important. The laws are important. But neither of these should stall the work and lead to no delivery. Zero. I know what ministers say to me that, no, we can't move forward because the PSCs, the directors are saying this. No. If there's a law standing in the way of delivery, we shall amend that law. Other than the Constitution, which will be amended when the Zambian people so wish. But nothing should stand in the way of delivery. Nothing. It's not hung around. So that's my message to her, to all of us in this room. Ministers, since you were a provincial minister, the President has asked you to do a checklist of deliverables, even as a promise.
For President Hichilema, deliverables must be the core driver for any officer.
We cannot continue operating the same way. No, we all have to now deliver for the people. And I also repeat what I said in Livingston for the media, that going to the office 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever time, knocking off 17, 18, 19 hours, does not constitute work. I call it hanging around, because everybody can go to the office for years, but when you look at what deliverables they've achieved, zero. But they're earning a salary, public money for that matter, but they've not delivered much. They've not issued a license for water harvest, WAMA. They've not issued a license for an investor, ZEMA. They've not registered a business. They've done literally nothing but hang around. DCs. I see a DC there. Don't hang around in Chibombo there. Don't hang around. Get to see how food distribution is going on.
Ms. Kasone takes up a ministry currently implementing various reforms, such as the constitutional and the judicial reforms.
That was a ministry that I always dreamt of, was to become a minister of gender, and yet this has even been more elevated. And so as women, we need to showcase that we can do it. We have been challenged, and I believe that women are ready to support another woman. And so for me, I go into the ministry to learn, because justice is already there. I thank God that my predecessor is already there, and he will be able to walk me through some of the things he was already doing, and where we can take it from there. I am grateful that we have one of the best Attorney General in this country, and so I believe that I'll get the support from him, I'll get the support from Solicitor General, and indeed from different stakeholders.
Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis.
Thank you, Kalan, for that report. And now in Eastern Province, some residents of Petaoke district in Eastern Province have welcomed President Hakainde Hichilema's call to ensure that laws are stiffened for people championing disunity in the country. Speaking after delivering a petition to Petauke District Commissioner Martha Mlenga, the petitioners said punishing perpetrators of disunity would deter offenders. More in this report.
Following the national address that President Hakainde Hichilema had last week, where he condemned tribal remarks and called on law enforcers to ensure that they put those found to book, some residents of Petauke district in Eastern Province have welcomed the president's pronouncement and have since delivered a petition to Petauke District Commissioner Martha Mlenga to deliver to the president regarding the matter.
Viravela Mirika, a presidenti, a onepo, basayangane, kuti kapeni MP, kapena wana minister, kapeni bani, ngati muntu, oleta tribalism, opatula mutundu, lekani, lamulo, itole mpamvu.
Niko aliense, muzambia ninga voso onezeka, lamulo imusatile. Mwana wangu, uyu ndani muzukulu, mundu agalakwa, muzuzuleni, mutimuleni, azindikile kulakwa kwake. Mbambu, kulia kutingu Petauke, kulia kutingu kopa beoti, tonse, ni wanzambia.
And receiving the petition, Petauke District Commissioner Martha Mlenga says she would deliver the message to the president.
Nalandira malizu yanu ifikishe kululu kuti Petauke Central okamba kuti tribalism yai.
While Lusangazi District Commissioner Mike Tembo and Nimba District Commissioner Paul Daka, who were present when receiving the petition, added to the call.
Abantu basu kunyimba chankala chintu chuwakuza ndetu President Hakainde Hichilema akali opanga boma ekamba kuti ofuna sebenzere pa chintu chimozi. Chintu chimozi chenzeta ntauza chenzola vira nikushita unite Zambia. Yechilabira president yechileta kenti chite safeguard.
Eastern Province is open for business for everybody. Kukatijana kusebenza kufuma mwaka unda tunkalana bantu osiyana tiriye tusalula lini yayi umba ivi bawelani bachirwendo tufuna lini bayone.
Helen Chisha reporting for Zanis in Petauke District, Eastern Province.
And in other news, the local authority in Chilabombwe has embarked on the construction of new markets and police posts under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. The Parliamentary Accounts Committee on Legal Government inspected the project and is impressed with some of the works done so far. More in this report by Ian Chomba.
In an effort to bring sanity in trading places like markets and also to improve the security situation in the border town of Chililabombwe, the local authority has embarked on the construction of new markets, rehabilitation of market shelters, and the construction of new police posts. The projects, which are being constructed with funds sourced from Constituency Development Fund, CDF, have been inspected by a legion of parliamentarians from the Parliamentary Accounts Committee on Local Government who are impressed with some of the works done so far.
Our mission here is to inspect 3 projects under CDF, that is the Wengere Market, the Kaposo Market, and then the police post at in Kafio Ward. We are happy that the local authorities put in efforts and they are doing everything possible to make sure that our people in trading areas, in markets, they are trading in very conducive environment. And we can even encourage them to continue doing what they are doing. The intention of government to send the money, local authorities from the central government, is to make sure that ordinary people are able to benefit from that fund. And we have seen that in Chilabombwe, the benefits are seen. The people derive benefits from whatever the local authorities do. We encourage them to continue.
I think during the tour, we will give in, I think, instructions that we need to undertake and make corrections in certain areas. So I think as management, we want to assure the committee that we work on the recommendations that have been given to us.
The three projects that were inspected, of course, we scored in some of on the two according to their observations, and we were encouraged to improve the sanitation as well as the drainage system at Rubengere Market, which as a local authority we will be looking into, and as an engineering department we took note of those concerns that were raised.
One completed project is a market shelter at Rubengere Market, and the marketeers are happy with the completed works. The committee also inspected a police post project which is still under construction. Once the construction of a new market and the police post are completed, marketeers and community members will conduct their businesses in a clean and secure environment. I'm Ian Chomba reporting for Zanis in Chirabombwe.
Now, the Road Development Agency, RDA, is currently undertaking emergency works on the Kafue Road and railway crossing along the Lusaka-Chirundu Road. Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata says the rehabilitation works are aimed at improving the riding quality in order to enhance safety. Mr. Kapata has noted that the road signs are also being erected on both approaches to the road and railway crossing. This is according to a media statement issued to Zanis by Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata in Lusaka. We take our first break. Still to come, business news. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
We continue with the news. United Capital Fertilizers, UCF, a subsidiary of the Wonderful Group of Companies, is set to employ over 3,500 workers by October 2025 when its urea fertilizer plant starts full operation. UCF board chairperson Chance Kabais says the new plant is expected to increase the exports of fertilizer in the region due to improved fertilizer production capacity by the company. He was speaking on the sidelines of a 3-day Meeting Fertilizer Club Africa conference, which commenced yesterday in Lusaka. Details in the following report.
United Capital Fertilizers, UCF, a subsidiary of the Wonderful Group, is optimistic of increased fertilizer exports. UCF board chairperson Chance Kabaye shared this during a media briefing on the sidelines of the 3-day African Fertilizer Club Africa conference, which commenced yesterday.
For this particular AFRICON, we are very confident that, first of all the players in the agricultural value chain, the fertilizer value chain, will know the potential and the capacity of United Capital Fertilizers. We can easily see increased demand in the region for exports to different countries in the region. And government has awarded us fertilizer distribution and a government program of 31,000 metric tons of D-compound. The fertilizer is already available. So really for both plants, the D and the urea plant, the investment that we're putting in is in the region of $1 billion. We are right now employing 1,600 employees at different levels. And when our urea plant is done, completed October next year, we have an additional 2,000 workers employed. So in total, come October next year, United Capital Fertilizers will have a total labor force of 3,500 3,500 or 3,600 employees.
UCF has assured the public of quality fertilizers.
We want to produce fertilizer convenient and compatible to the soil samples. We have come to bridge that gap because we are able to manufacture within the region and within the country. Our plants, both plants that you've seen, we are able to do any type of formulation.
Every week we take our samples to Zari for them to certify that whatever we're making is according to the required specifications.
Delegates of the AFRICOM conference toured the UCF factories, among them the fertilizer plants and packaging factories. Shilika Chabalengula for Zanis in Lusaka.
We now move to the northwestern part of the country. Government has embarked on a program to build capacity among small and medium enterprises and cooperatives in business development skills and value addition. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Elias Mulanga, says the ministry, with support from other stakeholders, would train SMEs countrywide in order for them to understand the operations of the business sector. Mr. Mbanga said this when he paid a courtesy call on Northwestern Province Minister Robert Lihefu in Solwezi. He said government wants to ensure that SMEs and cooperatives are benefiting from the Empowerment Fund and are equipped with the business development skills before accessing the resources. He added that Northwestern Province has potential to contribute to the country's economy, hence being looked at to be a strategic region to achieve the growth. And Mr. Lihefu says the initiative will help SMEs in the province to produce high-standard products to supply on the market.
Recent past, we've been giving Empowerment Fund to our SMEs, and we've seen that some of the SMEs that have, benefited from the Empowerment Fund in the ministry have had no capacity, no been given, business skills, and we're seeing that they can't pay back. So we are risking the Empowerment Fund as government. We would want to make sure that those that are benefiting from the Empowerment Fund, they must undergo some business development skills. Very, very important. Because when we do that, then we know that this money will get a return. Jobs will be created, wealth will be created. But when we give to our SMEs and cooperative without capacity, then we are, wasting the money. And then we would like now to onboard in the industrial yard SMEs who've been capacitated, those who've been given capacity, those with the resources. We don't want, an SME to go in the industrial yard and cooperatives to go in the industrial yard without capacity. These are the ones now who are running away from the industrial yard because there's no capacity.
This is for the first time in the history of this province have seen some of our own food products are being seen on our chain stores. With your initiative, I think as you double your effort, we will see even more as you be building capacity to our cooperatives so that they will be able to supply the rightful material to our chain stores, the rightful commodity to our mining industries.
Chassefu District Commissioner Jimmy Piri has urged farmers and producers in Chassefu District of Eastern Province to preserve some of their produce for household consumption to enhance food security. The District Commissioner said this at the Agriculture and Commercial Show held at Imusa Primary School grounds under the theme Creating a Competitive Future. Details in this report.
As the country grapples with the impacts of the drought-induced food crisis, Chassefu District Commissioner Jimmy Piri has urged farmers and producers across Chassefu District to prioritize the welfare of their households and communities by maintaining food supplies. The District Commissioner said this when he addressed Chassefu residents at the Agricultural and Commercial Show held at Emusa Primary School ground under the theme Creating a Competitive Future.
We all know that agriculture is a business, but be mindful of your food security. As you decide on the quantities to sell from your produce, do not sell everything. If you want to sell your maize to FRA. And FRA has started buying maize at 330 kwacha per bag. The advantage of selling to FRA is that when you sell to FRA, who keep the maize, who fumigate it, in times of hunger, he will still give you that maize as a relief maize.
And Senior Chief Magodi 6 encouraged farmers to continue working hard and urged them to guard their produce jealously.
Please. Munamchasefu tenche wandu wa kutemwana, tenche kujize kuwa wandu wa hard working, shunga uti woseza tomeni, ulesi ai, tenche zese kupitiliza na msorelila kulima tomeni.
Meanwhile, local farmer Kefas Banda called on the government to boost farming inputs in order to enhance productivity.
Kwene tukuongezera kwa kutingaka pena, government ingaikirako mwakuti tichimbizge njala pakomo. Chifukwa fataleza tikupoka hapa doko fataleza ngaulile inandi kwene patati wanandi tingakwa naye kwene watuongezereko kwa government ichibile isange ndoa ya kutika Afrika na wandu muno mcharo chipu cha Zambia.
Teresa Stali, Zanis News, Chasefo District, Eastern Province.
Lavelle Fund for the Blind and Lions Club International Foundation have given $266 million United States dollars to new comprehensive eye care project. The project is expected to offer eye services in 5 target districts of Western Province. More in this report.
These are a group of health practitioners organized by the Lavelle Fund for the Blind and Lions Club International Foundation to attend a 2-day meeting for strengthening primary eye care project in session in Mwango district of Western Province. Mr. Tapiwa Chikumbu is the Lions Club International Foundation project chairperson.
I'm excited to stand here before you to share this news about the comprehensive eye care project to be implemented in Western Province and funded by the Lavelle Fund for the Blind and the Lions Club International Foundation. The project total cost is $265,000 and at its end we are going to serve 596,000 people in Western Province.
The Lavelle Fund for the Blind Executive Director Nicholas Mutale had this to say.
We are fully undertaking the support for this project. The Lavelle Fund for the Blind alongside our own Lions Clubs International Foundation. For those who may not know, the Lavelle Fund for the Blind first began its work back in 1904 and has grown into a charitable grant-making foundation dedicated to supporting programs that help individuals who are blind or visually impaired to live independent and productive lives. The Lavelle Fund for the Blind prioritizes US-based engagements. However, we count ourselves lucky as one of the few collaborators that they have chosen outside the US to steward their support.
Both Dr. Arthur Mutuna and Dr. Skake Nakapatiso from Lewanika General Hospital have appreciated the gesture by the Lions Club in the province.
Thank Lions 8 for this project. Otherwise, they have been an all-weather friend to Western Province. Our eye hospital of Lewanika, that project was funded through them, but not only that, in several other districts.
I want to appreciate the work that it has done to the province. The institution is a referral facility for all other facilities in the Western Province. As such, despite being a province which may be ranked poor in various aspects of socio-economic life, we are happy to boast that when it comes to eye health care services, were also among the leaders.
Dr. Phyllis Monga is the National Eye Health Coordinator and shared the following.
The number one cause of visual impairment, that is not seeing properly, is refractive error. This is a condition people need glasses. And the number one cause of blindness, what people cannot see, is cataracts. And both these cataracts and refractive errors, they have a treatment. Treatment for refractive errors is spectacles. The other cause, we have trachoma, which is infectious, which is quite rampant in Western Province, areas where we have a lot of endemic trachoma, but there is treatment for that as well. The province of Western Province today, because we have a project by Lions, which is funded by Lavelle, Fund for the Blind, and Lions International. They are finding this in selected district of Western Province in their phase 1.
Darlington Kavambe reporting in Mangu District, Western Province.
Thank you, Darlington. Now, still in the news, Minister of Justice, Princess Kasune, says the provision of water and sanitary facilities in schools is essential for prevention of diarrhea diseases and menstrual hygiene for the girl child. Mrs. Kasune, who is outgoing Central Province Minister, said this when she handed over a newly built ablution block and water reticulation system at Ilume Primary School in Mukushi District. Jubikile Nkunika has more in this report.
Poor sanitation has been a major source of concern among rural schools in the country. It is linked to diarrheal diseases. Due to poor access to safe and clean water and inadequate sanitary facilities, Ilume Primary School in Mukushi District was faced with this problem. But government has constructed this ablution block and installed a water reticulation system with the use of the Constituency Development Fund. Minister of Justice, Princess Kasune, who is outgoing Minister of Central Province, has handed over the facility to the school.
This project, which is the water reticulation project, has been installed at an amount of 287,000 kwacha. There are showers for our girls so that we prevent menstruation poverty.
The head teacher highlighted challenges at the learning institution.
There are times whereby the only monopump that we have broke down, and learners were to draw water from shallow wells within the villages.
Both council chairperson and district commissioner are happy with the development.
This place had challenges with water. The people around here, the school community, had no idea on how this school can be supplied with water.
We want to sincerely thank the school administration here for making sure that they supervise and support this project.
Chief Chitina of the Lala people gave a vote of thanks. Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Mukushi.
And finally, in sports news, the Chipolopolo boys and Tanzania's Taifa Stars will today battle it out as they face each other in the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifier at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. Both teams have expressed confidence of winning the game during a press conference at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium yesterday. Tovin Ngombe filed in this report.
The wounded Chipolopolo boys are set to showcase classic football at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium as they battle it out in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Taifa Stars of Tanzania. The Chipolopolo boys, who are fresh from a defeat in Morocco, where they lost 2-1 in the World Cup qualifier, have now shifted attention to get the maximum points to boost their chance of making their first appearance at the World Cup. The Zambia national team coach, Avram Grant, at a press briefing, declared his team ready for the showpiece.
What's happening wrong. So it was beginning was very difficult to live them, but yesterday they started training, and I told them we should go to my staff up, and the most important in football is the next game. So now what's important is the next game, and now we're in a good one. dedication. I think they are the future people in Africa. They play well with a lot of intensity, but we need to think about us. When we think about us, how to do the same well, we want to win the game.
Tanzanian national team coach is also sure that his 10 years as a coach for the Taifa Stars is enough for him to plan for big games.
We know Zambia, they have a good squad at the moment. We meet with them last 3 months in AFCON. And I think it's going to be a good game because Zambia, they lost last game against Morocco and they want to win. So but that's what football is. Also, we prepare our players physical and mentality. We know how it's important this game to get a result.
Both team captains for Zambia and Tanzania have promised a good game.
Yeah, I think the team prepared well from the time when we began. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the points from our last game. And everyone is still focused. We're still focused on doing the best in the next game, and we'll get it.
Ready for the game. We respect Zambians, but we're here to play game and get good results. And I hope all the people that will come to watch in the stadium, on the TV, will get good entertainment because we are playing also a good side. Thank you.
Zambia met Tanzania at the last African Continental Football held in Ivory Coast, and the two teams drew 1 apiece. Tovini Ngombe, Zanis, Indola.
Thanks, Tovin, for that report. And indeed, all the best for the Chipolopolo boys as they face the Taifa Stars from Tanzania. As we end the news, we recap on the top stories once again. Petoke residents backs President Hichilema's call for stiffer laws. United Capital Fertilizers set to employ over 3,500 workers. Plus, Western Province gets $2.7 million eye care project. Thank you so much for staying with us. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team and our Zanis sign language interpreter, Imelda, my name is Juliet Mutale saying bye-bye and God bless.